just so plainly obvious that the way to live a fulfilling life is to live a service-based life. Living a life dedicated to the service of others is essentially what frees us from selfishness, our own mental psychosis, and it gives us true satisfaction, whether that be serving God, whether that be serving your community, whether that be serving your family, whether that be serving your guru. To have the mentality be service focused is what frees us. And then naturally, getting a taste of that mental freedom, in a sense, or that satisfaction that comes with not having to be focused on ourselves, right? Naturally, we want to perform at our top level. We want to increase our ability to perform. And the ultimate answer to that is yoga. It's union with the divine will. It's also knowledge of ourself, being able to hear our higher self, higher and higher versions of that. The deeper and deeper we go, right? The closer and closer we get, the more we can hear what is underneath our thoughts, that calm, that quiet voice, that intuition voice, which for me personally is really what I am striving for right now. Like, I'm getting desperate for that, because in my own experience I have had the taste of that, and I know how beautiful, calm, and peaceful that state is. And I also know that my ability to affect other people positively is insanely higher, and thus also the, perhaps selfishly, the personal satisfaction that comes from that is also insanely higher too, as a byproduct. But it's a natural expression to want to give back. It's a natural expression to want to help, to want to give. It's natural, it's already in us. So, I think there's, a two-way method to get there. One is by giving, just like Guruji says, by basically loving. Whatever action you do in love brings love. So by giving, it's also increasing devotion. It's increasing your union with the divine, and it's increasing your fulfillment in life, right? And then also, of course, look, it just goes back to these different paths of yoga, right? Written about in the Gita and elsewhere. They all lead to the same conclusion. They're just different approaches. So for me, just being, very busily minded. Often service is the way forward. To get active on a project. To get active, to give back, to work on something, to be present with the people, to do things for others. But conversely, when I am able to be in a calm space, when I give myself the time to be meditative, also we get in touch with ourselves, and that brings that, if you give yourself enough time, it brings that connection again with that voice underneath the mind, that intuition, which reveals to us what we truly want and also allows us to truly help other people. Is that voice that we could use to communicate with others that is so much more transformative than anything we could come up with our own mind. So again, that's where I'm at right now, is just really getting desperate to get in touch with that, you know. But yeah, I mean, for people, if you're like me, you're busy, you enjoy your creative work, and so it might be a great way to just use your service to activate that, because again, just the life of service, of giving, it does bring that satisfaction, as long as we can actually shift it from selfish motives. You can even see it in the world, you know. It doesn't have to be for God. Obviously, that's like a high, quote-unquote, so to speak, form of it. But really, on a deeper level, of course, like we understand conceptually that everything is inside of God, the realm of God. And so, of course, service to other people is also service to God. If you orient your mind that way, and if you treat it that way, then it is that, because it really is. So, Guruji once said to me and Swami Sridhar and Simone late night after a long day of action in Peru, he said, look, all these divine states people talk about, realization, self-realization, God realization, none of this matters. They don't mean anything. All one really has to do is render service unto the Lord. That's all there is to do. Render service unto the Lord, and then you will be free. That's all there is to do. So let's just keep it simple. Let's give back and let go.